Hello everybody, my name is Waffle Toast, and this is my review for the Jurassic World Hammond Collection, Dr. Alan Grant. And before I start the review, I just want to share a quick little story as to how I actually got this guy. So if you're like me and you check aftermarket prices for stuff, you know this was going for stupid amounts of money, like 80, 90 to even $100 sealed. But recently I had a trip to Pittsburgh, and near the hotel we were staying, like 5 minutes down the road, I think, there was a little comic shop. So we stopped in and looked around, and they had the entire first wave of human characters from Hammond Collection, all for retail price, except for Muldoon, which I think was 25 if I'm remembering correctly. But I picked this guy up for $12, and it was well worth it, in my opinion. I could not have been happier. That being said, there are a few issues I have with this guy, but it doesn't detract from my overall joy that I have with this. So let's jump right into the review. For articulation, head can go up that far, down that far, side to side not so much, and can do a 360. Arms can go out that far, can do a 360. Elbows bend just about 90 degrees, and they are on a swivel. Wrists are on a swivel and hinge. They can hinge in that far, which I think is really funny. Can also hinge out that far. Now the waist is a bit weird to me. It can go side to side and back, all perfectly, but it can't really go forward. Now, I might try to carve out a little section of the plastic in the future, but as for now, it doesn't bug me too much. It's just something I thought I should mention. Now here's what really bugs me about the articulation. The way the upper legs work. So they can go out that far, they can go forward that far, and they can go back that far if you want it sticking out to the side. But there is no thigh swivel. That's my biggest critique about this figure, is that there's no thigh swivel. Because it makes it a pain to balance things, because you can't rotate the leg to make it sit flush against the ground. You kind of have to rotate the foot so it sits on an angle, and even then it's not the most stable. And you can see it just uses a simple hinge system that plugs into the groin area, I guess. Haha, funny, laugh in the comments, please. But then remember that, well, I guess now that modern Star Wars vintage collection figures have started using just the standard ball joint and thigh cut that the Black Series has also been using for the longest time, and I think every action figure uses. So why Mattel chose to do this, it's kind of mind-boggling to me when you have a superior system like that, and this is supposed to be a premium collector's line, which I guess the argument could be made that the Hammond collection is more focused on dinosaurs, but if you're giving us the best dinosaurs you possibly can, why not also try to give us the best human characters you possibly can? That's just my opinion. Knees are on a double hinge and can bend that far. The feet are a bit weird. They are on a forward and backward hinge and can rotate, but there is no ankle rocker, which is fine. I don't mind that. It's just not having the ability to rotate the thigh to get the leg securely on the ground that bugs me. An ankle rocker would help with that, but again, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Just something I thought I would point out. Now on to accessories. You can take off the glasses, but, I have a pretty good track record of breaking stuff on camera, so I'm not even going to try that. Now, to swap out the head, you just take it, rip it off. You take this other head that doesn't have the hat or the glasses. You just plug in. Huge ball joint, by the way, for such limited head articulation. It's kind of crazy to me. And this head actually has less articulation, because, actually, I might have put the head on too far. Yeah, I pushed the head in too far. That's my bad. I just lied. Now, the likeness to Sam Neill on these heads, it's not perfect, but this is a 3.75-inch figure. What are you really expecting? And again, collector line, supposed to be the best of the best, but it's not terrible. The one thing I wish is that the hat was removable from this head so you could put it on this head, but, because if you remove the glasses, sure, you have something that looks similar to this, but then you have the awkward holes in the side of the head from where the glasses are, and I think that just looks stupid. You already saw the flare that just fits into either of the gripping hands that he comes with out of the box. The same one that came with Ian Malcolm, which, if you haven't watched that review, it's kind of outdated in terms of my review style. For extra hands, you get an extra right hand that has the raptor claw. Plug that in. It has the same amount of articulation. It can go all the way in and out like that. It's still just funny to me. And I guess if you really wanted to, you could scrape off the black plastic or paint it tan, and it could look like Sam Neill's flipping you off. The last two accessories kind of go together. You get a swappable hand for the left one. That is the glove. Articulation, again, exactly the same. But you also get the baby raptor that he holds in the movie. There's no real natural way of making him look like he's holding it gently, so you kind of have to make it look like he's strangling it by the neck. Make it look like Homer and Bart Simpson. There you go. He's choking him out. That's it for accessories. Nothing too crazy, but I'd say that's the right amount. Now for size comparisons. Here he is with World of Halo Master Chief from Halo Infinite, which is also 1/18th scale. So if you ever wonder how Alan Grant would look next to a Spartan 2, there you go. And Bandai Movie Monster Series Kiryu from Tokyo SOS. Now for the actual size of the figure. Again, he is standing right at 3 3/4 of an inch, because this is, again, 1/18th scale. And for the people that do not live in America, that is just about 9.5 centimeters. So, with that being said, if you've watched this video at all of an almost 4-year-old figure at this point, which I doubt any of you have, except for my one friend that watches all my videos, thank you for that, by the way. Huge shout out to you. Go subscribe to his channel. It's called Incidental Reels. I'll put a link in the description. He does a lot of cool stuff, so just go check him out. So with that being said, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff if you want to. And until I upload again, whenever that may be, goodbye.